Syrian opposition is getting money, manpower, and munitions from Libya. Some of the Syrian opposition are believed to be Islamic extremists as well. So is the U.S. assisting with the transfer in any way? Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge tells us how Syria may fit in with the assault on the American mission in Benghazi.
This mysterious Libyan ship and who has its dangerous cargo may be linked to the 9/11 terrorist attacks at the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. Using these ship records, Fox News has confirmed Al-Antasar, which means the victory, was received in the Turkish port of Iskenderiye on September 6th. This is just 5 days before Ambassador Chris Stevens, Information Management Officer Sean Smith, and former Navy SEALs Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty were killed during an extended terrorist assault by 125 members of Islamist militias. On the night of the attacks in Benghazi, Ambassador Stevens had just finished dinner with a Turkish diplomat. According to that initial September 14th report by the Times of London, 400 tons of cargo was on board, some humanitarian, but also the largest consignment of weapons headed for Syria's rebels on the front lines.
This is a Libyan ship by the name of Al-Intisar Victory, which is carrying basically weapons that are found in Libya.
Waleed Faris is a Middle East and terrorism expert for Fox News.
So the ship came that way, all the way up to Iskenderiye in Turkey. Now, from the information that is available, there were aid material, but there were also weapons, a lot of weapons.
The cargo reportedly included surface-to-air anti-aircraft missiles like these, SAM-7, RPGs, Russian-designed manned portable air defense systems known as MANPADS. The ship's Libyan captain told the Times of London that, quote, "I can only talk about the medicine and humanitarian aid for the Syrian rebels." And it was reported that there was a fight about the weapons and who got what, quote, between the Free Syrian Army and the Muslim Brotherhood.
What has been happening over the past few months and even a year is an Arab Spring that went wrong in Libya.
The Free Syrian Army now has al-Qaeda militias in their ranks fighting to oust President Assad. To date, more than 32,000 people have been killed there. You're looking at what happens when the Arab Spring turns into a radical Islamist winter.
These weapon systems are extremely accurate and very simple to use. With a short amount of instruction, you've got somebody capable of taking down any aircraft anywhere in the world.
And Muammar Gaddafi, the former Libyan dictator, owned more MANPADS than anyone else.
Today, the government of Libya announced the death of Muammar Gaddafi.
Quickly, the U.S. committed $40 million to help the new Libya find Gaddafi stockpiles. But in February, the Assistant Secretary of State for Political and Military Affairs, Andrew Shapiro, expressed concerns about missing MANPADS.
This raises the question, how many are still missing? The frank answer is, we don't know and probably never will.
Porter Goss is a former director of the CIA.
Do you think we're going to find out that some of these weapons from Libya have made their way into Syria?
Absolutely. I think there's no question that there's a lot of networking going on. Well, of course, we know it.
And at last week's hearing before the House Government Oversight Committee, there was testimony about the threat from loose weapons.
The figures that we were provided were fluid, but the rough approximation was between 10 and 20,000.
Source told Fox News that Ambassador Stevens was in Benghazi to negotiate a weapons transfer, an effort to get SA-7s out of the hands of extremists. When asked to comment, a State Department spokeswoman dismissed the idea, saying Stevens was there for diplomatic meetings and to attend the opening of a cultural center. Brett.
More on this on the 10 p.m. special. Catherine, thank you.